All right, well, I got to sit down for this one because you know what? Usually, you know, I try to be funny, you know, and I'm trying to be deep right now. You know, I'm trying to talk from my heart, you know. So I'm gonna sit down, you know. Hopefully, you guys feel what I'm feeling, you know. I want to talk about like my childhood, you know. I mean, what made me the man that I am, you know. So let me clear my throat, you know. I mean, the way I can start it is, you know, I say when I was like about eight or nine, you know, like I had a stepfather, you know, he used to beat me, you know, and like, you know, I wasn't his son, you know what I'm saying? My other brothers and sisters, I have twin sisters and I have a brother and then I have an older brother, which, you know, my older brother, you know, his father died in Puerto Rico, you know, he's like 100% Puerto Rican. I told y'all I'm half Puerto Rican, half Mexican, my mom's Puerto Rican, you know, and like, my two sisters and my younger brother actually were from, you know, from him, you know, and like I honestly I thought my mom knew about this, you know. Not too long ago I talked to my mom about it, you know, cursed her out, just like, why the fuck you let this man beat me, you know, like what the fuck, you know, like what kind of mother, you know, like she didn't know, like he would do it when she wasn't around, you know. I mean, this man was like, his name was Robert, you know, and he was like just the meanest man I fucking knew, you know. He would hit me, he would hit me like with his knuckle, like, you know, and the thing is he would hit me in the back of my head, you know. And I remember how much that shit hurt. I would have knots in the back of my head. And like my mom would ask me like, you know, like, why is your back of your head all fucked up? And I used to tell my mom like, you know, like actually even before I even could tell my mom, you know, he would be like, he fell. You know, and I'd be like, and I look at him and, you know, I was scared of his ass, you know. I mean, but he you know, what they say, like bad things that happen in your life, you know, make you the man that you are. Because you know what? You be like, I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to be like him. You know, and I remember, like, I'm going to fucking work out. I'm going to fucking just be the best fucking man. I'm going to be strong as fuck, you know? Like, I remember just fucking just watching these karate Bruce Lee movies, you know, like fucking copying everything they did, you know, like fucking, yeah, you know that, you know, like I can't wait till I become bigger than him so I could beat his ass, you know. And I remember like when my mom would leave, I would be watching movies, you know, and like my brothers, or like even if we had guests, you know. And actually, you know, we used to have this neighbor next door to us was my mom's best friend. She had like these two daughters, you know. One of them was Carla and Vanessa. I'll never forget. Carla used to always come over, and whenever she would complain about anything, like shit, that was a beat down for me, you know. Just my dad, you know, I always considered him my dad until, you know, one day, you know, like he was telling my brother David, I ain't his dad, you know. And my brother David came up to me and he said, you know, my dad said he's not your dad, you know. And I'm looking at him like, you know, yeah, he's my dad, you know. And he's like, no, he's not. He told me that he wasn't, you know. And then, like, when my brother told me that, after that, I wasn't even calling him my dad no more. I was calling him Robert, you know. I'm like, yeah, Robert, you know. And he didn't care. He was just like, you know, whatever. I'm gonna call you, you know, like, he didn't care whatever I called him, you know what I'm saying? He just didn't give a fuck about me. He went to me one day and she was just like, your dad's fucking my mom. And I was just like, for real? And she's like, yeah, and this is how they do it, and blah, 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 you know. And I mean, and I was like, oh, yeah, you know, okay. And then I'm thinking, I'm young as hell, you know. I mean, honestly, I don't remember, you know, I was young. You know, I remember like, man, I'm going to tell my mom, fuck him for all the shit that he's done to me, you know. Like, fuck that motherfucker, you know. So I tell my mom, you know, and my mom didn't believe me. My mom was just looking at me like, what the fuck, you know, fuck you. You know, like, I don't believe you and this and that, you know. So my mom one day put it to the test, you know. She was like, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go visit my family because we have, my mom says she's going to go visit them. She leaves about like 10, 20 minutes, you know, and she comes back and my stepdad goes, you know, over there, you know, and she comes in and my mom's like, where is he at? I was like, man, Mom, I already told you where he's at. You thought I was lying? You know, so she goes and she catches my stepdad fucking with her best friend. With her best friend fucking around. And my mom was devastated, you know, like I felt like, man, I should never have told my mom that, you know, like, this motherfucker, he knew karate and everything, you know, he took some martial arts class, you know. He took my mom down and he's holding her down and he's just like, you know, shut the fuck up, I'm gonna fuck you up, you know. And I'm looking at my brothers and I'm like, man, you know, us three, we could just bone rush him. We could fuck him up. Let's do it, you know. And the thing is, I'm looking at my older brother and I'm like, you know, you lead, you're the oldest. You know, and he's looking and he's like, nah, fuck that. I can't, I'm scared. And I looked at him, I'm like, you're the oldest. How are you going to be scared, you know? And then my young brother's like, you know, he's going to fuck all of us up, you know? And like when my brothers told me that I'm feeling back of my head, you know, I still got bumps from, you know, in the motherfucker about, you know, I was trying to learn every kind of martial arts, you know, I fucking took a Bruce Lee book, you know what I'm saying? I read all of it. At this time, you know, I felt like I could whoop his ass. I knew I could because I had the knowledge in my head, you know, and I looked at him like, man, you're a piece of shit. You ain't nothing. You ain't worth me beating your ass. You know, I looked at him like, man, what you did to me, you know, I'm never going to forget because I'm always going to remember. I'm always going to remember, you know, and I got 2 kids now. I look at my kids, and I told this to you, John. You heard this. You know, and I look at my kids, and you know what? I don't believe hitting them. I don't believe hitting my kids. I don't ever want to lay a hand on my kids. I want to let them know that what I show you, you know, like it's from my heart. You know, because I know how it feels to get beat for no reason. You know, just because you ain't eat all your food, you know, just because you ain't clean up your room, you know. I look at it like it wasn't my only room. It was 3 people sharing with me, you know what I'm saying? Why am I getting beat? Why is everybody hitting me, you know? And then my mom, she hated me for a long time. She hated me for a long time because, you know, I said the secret, you know. You know, my stepfather, fucking her best friend, she hated me for a long ass time, you know. And if it wasn't for Cal, this man right here, you know, like, he was there for me, you know? And like my mom looks at me now and she says, you know, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for shit that I didn't know that was going on. That you didn't come up to me and talk. And I did. I tried to talk to her, you know. I'm a little kid. She looked at me like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But you know what? I knew. I knew what I was talking about. And she didn't want to listen. And shit like that makes you a better man. Because, you know, when you have kids and they come and talk to you, listen to them. You know, it may not all be true, but at least listen. Because you know what? I wish my mom would have had listened. You know? And I always got mad at my dad. I was like, man, if my dad wouldn't have ran out on my mom, maybe I would have been a better man. Maybe I would have been a better man if my dad didn't just take off on my mom. But you know what? I look at my mom was crazy. You know, I don't even blame my dad right now. Shit. You know, I would have ran off too. Shit. You know? But everything that's bad that has been in my life made me the man that I am. You know, and this is my story, and I'm sharing it with all of y'all. And you know what? I'm not the kind of person that, you know, opens up like that, you know? And, you know, Stephen, you know, he said you go up there and you talk from your heart. And that's what I'm doing, y'all. Talking from my heart. You know, I believe this world should be just good. Everybody should enjoy themselves. You know, love. Spread the love. Because, you know, that's what we should do. And I'm out, y'all. I'm out.